Hi, everyone. Welcome to SVR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Lojak. This is the Lojak in the Bag show, afternoon version, Monday, November 26th. An interesting selection of offerings on the sports betting card today. We have a kind of a weird NFL game, right? Usually in these primetime NFL games, there's a lot of strong opinions on both sides. But I think in this one, because of just the issues with Mariota, there's a lot of hesitation.
Right? But our man Adam Friendo Cumbo is coming off a massive multi-$1,000 weekend. Says, play the Titans tonight, guys.
Really?
Pulled a huge weekend, and I'm still on point.
Wow.
So there's one great football capper who believes that Mariota will have feeling in his hand.
Right. And then in NHL, there's a bunch of plays that I gave. I'm seeing Matt Duchene for Ottawa. Is he out? Matt Duchene for player prop to score.
Yeah,
okay, good. Sense. Yeah. So yeah, and then and then in the here, let me just pull up my odds links.
Nick
here.
Dial says I'm on Titans tonight as well. There's another guy coming off a 7-1 weekend.
Not sure what to make of that. I mean, I would have been thinking Houston money line maybe, but that was the classic safe play, not wanting to take Houston minus the points. In NHL, more interesting stuff. Ottawa, how crappy are they? They score a ton of goals, but they can't stop anyone. I took them as a -1 on the -1 line as a big dog against the Rangers. We'll see if that
I like that play.
Yeah, and then Detroit has been a good play recently, and especially as a home dog, but a lot of people said they like the Jackets, and that line has gotten bet up. Does that surprise you, Jim? Road favorite getting bet up here on a Monday, all the way up into the -150s, and Toronto taking some money as well, gotten bet up a little bit since Jim and I both took them in the morning show. I took Toronto -1 and the Boston team total under. Jim took Toronto on the puck line.
Wow, there's another one. Ralph Portwando, Tennessee +4.
The syndicate, the low bag syndicate, is speaking as we speak here, Jim. And then in NBA, is Golden State vulnerable again? In the morning show, Dan Kelly suggested that he thought there was value on Orlando on the money line, right? Not that they're likely to win the game, but at the odds being given then and probably now as well, value with Orlando. And what else do we have in the morning show? Yeah, Chicago once again a big home dog. How awful of a team are they? I think they've lost 7 out of their last 8 ATS. Something horrific, right?
Here we go again. Marcus Angeles, Titans +4.5.
You're shitting me, Jim.
I wish I was.
You were. I see. I think what you're doing. I don't think you're lying, but I think you're holding out on me. All the people who are saying you like the
Sam
Texans.
Estrada. I've got Titans on a teaser, and I'm still nervous. Okay, there you go.
Okay,
but no one's got Campsite Killer.
See, here we go. Jason Miller. I'm on Texas, half and full time, boys. There's one.
Yeah, and there's Campsite Killer, Texas -4. So they're coming out of the woodwork. Let's hit this hard. Adam Ross, give me a shout out with the Buccos hat. Thank you, Adam Ross. And I've done him well in hockey. That means a ton to me. That means a ton, and I'm a little uncomfortable with this card, only on Leafs -1.5 of betting. I have made 2 plays. I couldn't get the 6 in the Jackets Red Wings. I could only get 6.5 at -170. They don't give you the even numbers
at Bet 365. That's just a funny thing. Wow, you got -170.
No, I didn't take it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take it.
Because that's a shitty line right there.
Yeah. But that's -6.5, under 6.5.
Right. But you remember when I was talking about? I was thinking maybe taking at Pinnacles -136. You know what I'm saying?
It's awful. It's awful stuff. Adam Ross is on the Jackets -1.5. Like seeing that. Elio says, let's roll. I'm waiting to take Texans.
All right, let's roll. Let's start with the NHL once again. Going over the card, Jimmy the Bag took Toronto, puck line. I took Toronto -1 and the Boston team total under. Ottawa, I took them -1 at a decent-sized dog line.
What line did you get?
I've at the money line, it was like +135, and I don't remember. The combination was like 244 or something. And
Bill Butler, I'm going to copy and paste your message about your prop glory. I'm going to copy and paste that. We will talk about it in the NFL segment.
Washington and Islanders, you passed on that one, didn't you, Jim?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't want to back the Capitals. I don't think there's value there. But I will not back this Islanders team without such important defensive players. We talked about them. Zekas, Matt Martin, Andrew Ladd. Matt Martin, the toughest guy on the team.
And then Columbus and Detroit, I took the under 6 spot to a -114, and Jim decided to go on that one as well. So again, a modest NHL card, a modest selection of picks. Jim's on Toronto puck line and the Columbus-Detroit under. I'm on the Columbus-Detroit under. Toronto -1, Boston team total under 2.5 +102, and Ottawa -1. And that's it.
That's it. Going back to the Leafs spot, we talked all about how they were a team that we back on the road, fade at home. And I've switched it over the last little while and been very successful doing it, and I will continue to do that.
Gio Mercedes says, love this show. Jay Scum says, love this show, even though I don't always agree with the picks. Now, my assumption is that it's fucking hard to make a show in 2018 on the internet that people legitimately say they love, but maybe it's not. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I do know that Jay Scum is a hell of a capper.
Yeah.
A very, very good capper, so I can understand. him. This isn't that's one of the things that we wanted to create was that we don't always have to agree on things. That's what makes the show interesting.
I'm more talking about just people saying that like if you make a show about like muffins within a few weeks, are people going to be saying I love this show, best show on YouTube, or is what we've done here impressive?
Well, I don't want to sit here and pat each other on the back.
I'm just saying, if you have a live show on YouTube, would you expect 15, 20, whatever people to say I love this show, best show on YouTube, or when they do say that, doesn't really mean something, is all I'm asking.
Our show is only as good as the cappers on our chat.
There you go. Yes, that's right. And Paco Healy says it's no easy task, Pete. All right. In the meantime, headshot, I'm against you here, Pete. I took the Rangers on the puck line and also Toronto puck line. I'm on Toronto puck line as well. -1, and also the Boston team total under. And, headshot took the Rangers, which is obviously defensible. I mean, Ottawa's not a good team, right? What's the
There's some great stuff here. Some great stuff. Nicholas says that mustache is the truth. Gardner Minshew got nothing on it. And then Adam Ross has impeccable mustache on one, incredible hat game with the other, and neither of you are dolts. And then says, love the show.
I mean, is that something special? Or is anyone come in here with a couple of hats and a couple of mustaches and a couple of non-doltish demeanors and put on a show? I think what we've done is reasonably rare. No, I mean, when I say we, I mean all of us. Obviously, I'm talking about and the fucking production crew. You know what I'm saying? Obviously,
Kylie Reynolds, you went around on the early show. You got a shout out. A low bagger went on your triple dog UFC 25-1 and cashed. So shout out to you, Kylie Reynolds. Much respect and much love.
All right, you want to talk about this Rangers game because it is an interesting. That was the Ottawa. My reads on NHL obviously are very, very good right now. I feel like the one read that I'm not so good at is when I take random shots with underdogs just because the line seems like there's value there. And in fact, on those situations, I tend to do way better just taking the team total overs on those underdogs. You know what I mean? Whenever there's an underdog that I think might have some value, I usually tend to just take the team total over, which is by virtue of them being an underdog likely to be low, and that I find cashes a lot more than actually trying to get a big score on the taking them on the alternative puck line or something like that. And in fact, the Ottawa team total over might be worth a play as well. I mean, I could easily see Rangers winning this 5-3, 6-3, right?
No, I just don't think they have the offense. Now Chris Kreider and Kevin Hayes are playing well. They got Chittle on the first line with them. Then second line. Now this is all without Zuccarello.
Right.
Their lineup chart. Zuccarello will be back tonight. Second line is Nemesnikov, Zibanejad, Jesper Fast. Something happened to my man Mika Zibanejad when he got concussed last year. He's been a completely different player since then. Jesper Fast needs to step up. Nemesnikov has not been as good as we expected when he came out of Tampa. He was a first-round pick in Tampa. Even last year, I was expecting him to get first-line time or opportunities with Tampa. Then he got traded to the Rangers. Then you got VC, Howden, and Strome. Strome brothers been big disappointments in the NHL. No, in fact, this is one of the kind of spots where I would like the offensive team better than the sound defensive team. Because I don't know if the Rangers could keep up if the Senators do get a few.
So what about just a simple Ottawa team total over it? Just 2.5, not even a big, probably like 115 or something like that. What about that?
Yeah, I think it's a great spot. I think it's a great spot. But if I was going to take that, I would prefer taking the Senators. Because I think if they get to 4 goals, they win this game. Now, I know you cash that at 3. But I think if they get to 4 goals, they win this game. What is the Senators' money line?
The Senators' money line. Well, when I took it, it was the best line was 135. Now it's 5 cents better. Sorry, 5 cents worse. So right now about plus 130 is what.
Van City Chris says like Ottawa money line tonight. Antoine Seymour, Ottawa Rangers play each other again tomorrow. Rob Portwando is a Warriors -7 and under 217. Great God, Rob Portwando so helpful. Gary Johal, Red Wings upset. Book it. And Mohamed Joma joining us looking for to hear what he's on.
They actually don't play on tomorrow. They play on the 29th. What I'm saying right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Daryl Lyle says Rangers might want to skate fast, score a lot when you have a team like Ottawa that gives goals. They're going to. Mohamed Jones says sends Rangers huge stay away. It is difficult. Oh, look at that. My man, I'm Prezim. Keep going. You guys are great. All the best from Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. I would love to visit that country as well.
Kylie Reynolds, Capitals play of the day. Twatty Latte says I'm an adult male and don't know hockey rules.
Maybe I should double up here and take Muhammad Joma says Sens Rangers huge stay away. What about just Sens team total over?
That seems to make sense to me. You can Lundqvist completely shut the door. But then again, if I'm going to take the Senators, I want plus.
Right.
I want plus action.
I'm talking about both here, Jim.
I hear that. My man Chris Brownlee says, what up, fellas? Toronto puck line, Capitals puck line, Columbus puck line, and all 3 games under 5.5, 16 parlay. It's 65-1.
Wow.
Says, good luck to both of you. Best freaking show ever.
See, now that's what I was
Highly
asking
entertaining,
about.
extremely
That's what I was
informative.
asking about. No, I want to believe that. But maybe I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe every show on YouTube has those kinds of comments,
Maybe
right?
they're worried about us. Maybe they're worried about us, and they want to give
know.
us a little bit of an uplifting comment. They're concerned about our well-being. Maybe
I
that's
don't
it.
know. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have just some random, the show about stickers,
Well,
there's going to
look
be a
at-
few
look
people
at-
who are going
look
to say
at
best
Gate
show on
Pass
YouTube. Go ahead.
Check consensus. Can I move to Costa Rica? Of course.
Yes.
Please do. Gate Pass Key says, hey, Pete, I realized I was being an ass to you the last couple of weeks. I don't know if
No.
he was. I don't think he was.
No,
He
you
says,
were
I
being
was
funny,
judging you
Gate
and being
Pass Key.
negative. Yeah,
I understood.
He says, I apologize and I'm thankful for your insights and transparency.
No,
Cheese
I think overall I took it as funny.
Same here.
As something that keeping me honest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'd have to go back comment by comment, see if there's maybe one comment that went a little bit over the line, but I do that 4 or 5 times every week, right? So I'm not one to judge. No, Gate Paskey, you weren't being an ass to me. People who are regular viewers of the show know what he's talking about. Gate Paskey, it holds my feet to the fire is what it's called. That's what it's called.
Is that
you know
what
what
it's
I'm
called?
saying? Yeah. If you're going to be on camera and you can't deal with having your feet held to the fire, that's fine. Get off camera. You know what I'm saying?
Here we
Okay,
go.
go
Gary
ahead.
Joe Hall, Titans cover. Okay, Nebraska suspect. Very interesting. Twatty Latte says Jimmy makes his women grow playoff beards. That's a fact. That's the truth. And I only date hairy women.
Adam Ross says, if you listen to the twats on VSIN, you guys are a nice change of pace and attitudes. I guess that's a good thing. A change of pace and attitudes. Does that mean unprofessional or does that mean even better? Change of pace.
Well-
That's one of the, you know what I'm saying?
Twat has become a different word for us because we have Twatty Latte. And so twat to me is an uplifting thing. But
Yeah.
I remember what twat once was.
Like if someone says to you, like, Peter, be honest. Do you think I'm stupid? I would never say that. I would say like, no, you're an intellectual change of pace. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? That could be a backhanded compliment right there. You know what I'm saying? Change of pace. From what? You know what I'm saying?
Muhammad Jones says, I wish Pete was my uncle. Chris Brownlee says, I don't like best show ever. Stickers suck. Brant Hunt says, Jimmy the Bag and motherfucking Totals Low Shack, best capping show there is, hands down.
Like the Chicago Bulls are a nice change of pace from Milwaukee.
Consistency.
Right. Or the Habs are a nice change of pace from the Senators. I mean, from the Penguins. All right, so let's move into it. Anything you want to add here in NHL? The only thing I'm thinking about is maybe just doubling up here with Ottawa team total over 2.5 minus 138.
Look at this. Adam Ross says professional.
Oh,
And we have a personality with more depth than a wet napkin.
yeah. People are scared of that, though. People are scared of personality. You know what I'm saying? People
Twat is right. We also have Twat Waffle, one of our
Yes.
big cappers on our chat. Okay, listen. I did not bet the under 6 because I don't love it at under 5.5.
Mhm.
Also, it's imperative that I win at NHL. And so much and so often, I find plays extremely appealing. And because of that, I'm not going to jump on a play where I get it, where I understand the move. I understand the move. I probably would have even taken the Devils Panthers over if so many people like Kobe weren't on the under. Saying that, I think that I can understand your spot. You know, and also, speaking of which, Islanders coming off back-to-back wins without their toughness and intensity makes me want to take the Capitals. What line would I get on the Capitals?
On the Caps, about minus 114, heading up a little bit. Actually, interestingly, the Islanders opened at a plus 102, small dog. In the morning show, they had flipped to a small favorite, and I didn't know where it was going to go. Now it's flipped strongly back in Washington's favor. It was been from the morning show till now about a 30-cent line move. What do you make of that?
Billy Exotic says, how have they been doing in NHL?
We can throw the record. No, I'm doing great in NHL. It's just that if we throw this record up, then we have to throw up every record, and my other records are kind of crappy. But you can throw it up if you want, or not, whatever. We're doing great. Our overall NHL records are significantly positive. There you go. And my leans, which double up on a lot of these games, are up another 60 units or something. So I'd be pushing 100 if I had just given all my leans, which includes a lot of first period totals and team totals and stuff like that. For example, Ottawa team total over 2.5. It just seems, are the Rangers, Lundqvist, is he still, one of the top goalies in the league? No,
but he's good at home, like Holtby is good at home, and I'm pensive to take Holtby on a road game. Who would I rather have right now, Lundqvist or Holtby? It would be Lundqvist. Mm-hmm. It really would be. I don't care that Holtby had a nice 2 months and has a Stanley Cup ring. I mean, good for him. But Lundqvist, 920 save percentage, I think he can be between 915 and 922 for the rest of the season.
The Rangers are pretty good defensively, aren't they, Jim? They really are.
No, they're not. They have a great system. They play a conservative style, and I love their coaching. We have 3 guys who come from college, and they've all coached. They've all done excellent jobs at the NHL level. But no, I don't feel like the Rangers' defense is that solid. Let's take a good look at their defensive combinations.
This is one other thing. While Jim does that, I would just like to shout this out. Listen to Jim when he talks about NHL, because the value is not just for tonight's games. It's for the next week, the next 2 weeks of games. That's what I'm doing. I'm thinking, I'm listening to what Jimmy says. Not for tonight's games, for the next week or two. Go ahead, Jim.
I don't know how we could consider this a strong defensive pairing. Mm-hmm. They have Shattenkirk on their third unit, which actually gives them a really good rating for their third unit. There's a reason why Shattenkirk's there. Mm-hmm. He's more of a power play specialist. It was a terrible blunder of a contract that they gave him. He plays with Brendan Smith. Their number one line of Mark Stahl and Neil Pionk. We've been waiting for Stahl to be a great defenseman, and he's just never become that. Their number one defensive unit is ranked 30th of the 31 NHL teams, ahead of only the Senators. No, I think it's a very responsible hockey that they play.
All right, I'm going to take Ottawa here on the team total over. I'm going to double up. What the hell? Ottawa, team total over. It's a little bit steep here, 2.5 minus 138. My NHL record would actually be a lot better if I had laid off some of these team total over 2.5s at big favorites. I had a bunch of minus 160 type losers.
What's this one at?
This is 138, but you're getting Ottawa. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, Ottawa can be held to 2 goals or fewer, but that's a rarity. You know what I'm saying?
Very much a rarity. They're third in the league in goals per game at 3.61.
Yeah, I know they're on the road. I know Lundqvist has some backclass there, but I'm going to double up on Ottawa. I'm going to take team total over 2.5 minus 138. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. All right, what else do you got, Jim? You want to add anything on to NHL?
No, I don't. Right. But let you guys know, transparency's sake, I did not bet the under. I would only get it at 5.5 or 6.5. I couldn't get the 6, which I think was a perfect spot, minus 114, a wonderful spot. I really like the Toronto spot, and I'm not going to force anything. You guys saw on Friday, I had 14 plays, 13 that I came in and bet before the morning show, and then I added one that was a loser. So if there's a spot where I'm not in love with a bunch of plays, then I got to go with it. Mm-hmm. I got to go with it. WD Smallwood says, Jimmy, best first period tonight. I'm curious what he means by that. But all said and done, I'm very comfortable with the Leafs minus 1.5, and that's my action, and I'm not going to mess with it.
All right. Sounds good. You want to move on to NHL, Jim?
NBA, yes.
Sorry, NBA. What the hell am I talking about? That was an unprofessional move right there that you wouldn't see on VSiN or any other place. Let's see. All right, so NBA, let's get to the picks that I gave. Cleveland under 214.5. At the opener, it was 216. I liked it. It had dropped down to 214.5 by the afternoon show, and now, well, it's actually up to 215 in some places, so it's bouncing around. Jimmy the Bag, only one play. Charlotte, he took 5 at minus 115. Just one play for Jimmy the Bag. Ralph Portuando was liking the under in the morning show, despite the fact that Milwaukee is just a massive overtrending team. Houston, Washington, I was suggesting that the under might be a good play there with Paul in, or unless maybe he's out now. Yeah, okay, so maybe we don't like the under there anymore. And, the rest of course, Dan Kelly in the morning show said that he thought that there was some value on Orlando on the money line, and he also admitted that when he says that, it implies value with Orlando on the spread as well. There was an 8 available. I was on the edge of taking 8 in the morning show. I wanted to do it. Now it's down to 7.5 or 7.
Interesting stuff. Just one last note. Tomarino says, I think Toronto slightly overvalued off blowing out a horrible Philly team, but Boston has injuries. I do not think that Philly is horrible. What I think happens is they have such suspect goaltending sometimes. They get down 3-0, 4-0, and then they hang their heads and don't step up. But I think the Flyers will make the playoffs this year, and I would be happy to wager on that. Okay, Jay Scum says, I like Charlotte at home, but I had to take the plus 4.5. I agree. Adam Friendly says, Wizards boat race Houston tonight, guys. Interesting. I don't know. Oh, and Randy Lockhart says plus 5, slam it. Mark Jones says, you guys have a great 2-hour show in about an hour. Just say, quite fast-paced. Yes, we need to keep things fast-paced. We can't really get into it, but we need to keep things fast-paced. Melee Payless Way says, Cleveland, Minnesota, full game under. Oh, Adam Ross says Gritty is the best goalie on Philly. That's my buddy, my buddy growing up in stand-up comedy who plays Gritty on Conan's show. The Canadian guy who plays Gritty, the mascot, the Philly mascot. That's my buddy, Levi, and he does a great job with it. But let's focus on this.
Marcus Angeles likes the Warriors, minus 7.5. Orlando's beat after the win against the Lakers hard, back-to-back. Okay.
And Tomor, I telling you, yes, they fired Hextall. I don't agree with you. You want to put some cash on it? Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm just thinking. The Orphan Salamander says, Pete, just take the team total already. I will tail, and I did. All right. So let's see what else we have here.
Well, we have notes. We have a lot of notes of players who are playing and players who are not playing right now. Oh, that's for Tuesday. So DiVincenzo and Ilya Sova, are available tonight. Chris Paul, Gerald Green are out tonight. Dwight Howard out tonight. George Hill out tonight. That's about. Oh, and of course Donovan Mitchell out tonight. So that's Billy Exotic says, Jimmy, sound like you said you like Leafs plus 1.5, not mine. Oh no, sorry, I will never ever take a plus 1.5 ever. Not once will I ever do it. Okay, Tomor, you're on. What do you want? How about? Sorry, you want to?
No, that's okay. I'm just looking at some team totals here. I'm thinking about the Charlotte team total over. Let's see. That's 115. Man. That is a high team total right there. I was thinking about it, and now I just can't quite pull the trigger. Minnesota-Cleveland is interesting. People liking Cleveland. I was liking the under. What about the Minnesota team total over? Let me just check what that would be. Minnesota, 110.5. Not bad. 111 minus 120 at Pinnacle. The Minnesota team total under is something I'm thinking about, Jim. People are liking Cleveland, right?
Yeah, and we watched that game together on Saturday night with Rayhan down at the Sheridan, and Sexton was extremely impressive, and he gets 2 assists. I don't know what to do with this kid. You have to play him at the 2. I think he's got really long arms. He should be able to defend the perimeter. Team Money says, fade the Capitals tonight. It's my team, Jimmy, or go with the over and take Cavaliers on the money line. My plan this morning was to come in and take the Cavaliers and got talked off of it. Rayhan was one of the guys who was heavy on the Wolves in this spot. Do we trust this Cavs team now 4-8 under Drew? I love the way Sexton looked. Look, Thompson just went for 16 and 22 versus the Rockets. Clarkson added 20 with 12 in the fourth quarter. He has 26 points in the last 2 fourth quarters. He knows he's going to play. He knows he's going to get run. Ish Kurd on Magic in my line. Scott Richon says Minnesota low-hanging fruit. I will recap in tomorrow's shows. I heard too many people liking it, and that's why I ended up staying off of it. Tomor says Minnesota's playing well. Rose talked about how the team has come together. Cleveland just beat 2 teams that were flat. Minnesota won't be flat here. I'd lean Minnesota. That's another thing. I lose out on line movement generally when I don't put in my NBA plays. In NHL, the only thing that I get a ton of help from, and I'm always listening, but is when I've got the wrong goalie and I've capped for the wrong goalie. But NBA, it helps so much listening, and my record shows that 13% ROI. I might lose out on a point or a point and a half or a half point or something, but listening got me off the Cavs, and I have a funny feeling that the guys are going to be right here. Funny feeling the guys are going to be right.
Okay, let's talk about the Indiana-Utah game, Jim. That's a pretty interesting
Michael Glassman saying Minnesota-Cleveland under 215 is his play. And I think we just saw that again somewhere up here as well.
Well, I gave that 214.5. I hope you're right. That's that's not the most encouraging thing, although it did just drop down to Pinnacle, which is a nice sign.
That is a nice sign.
Indiana-Utah. What do we think about that? I'm feeling like, I don't know about the side or the total here, but I'm thinking there's a team total one way or the other. that might have a little bit of value here. Is Utah?
Well,
should they be a favorite?
We know two things. We know or three things. Oladipo out.
Mm-hmm.
Turner and Sabonis are going to play. My whole thinking when I almost took the Jazz in the morning show was that Gobert was going to be able to push around Turner and Sabonis. I've been so disappointed. We talked about it early last week. We broke down Turner's numbers on the glass. They're terrible. Mm-hmm. They're absolutely terrible. He just signed this giant contract. He better be active on the glass. I love the way Sabonis has played this year. Both guys don't have a ton of size. I know they're tall, but they don't have a ton of size, and I think Gobert can push them around. I feel like the Jazz, without Spider-Man, is the spot. But I got talked off of it, and I understand. Donovan Mitchell is hugely important to this team. But we've seen this Jazz team play where Donovan Mitchell plays sort of like Sexton. Now, it's fine for Donovan Mitchell to do it because he's the two. But when he doesn't distribute at all, he doesn't find anybody at all, you can see they got shooters. They got Inglis. They got guys that need the ball in certain situations, and they're not giving it to them. Not Flush Allen says T-Wolves will roll the Cavs tonight. Billy Exotic, play against San Antonio, using the money line in road games versus poor defensive teams, allowing 106-plus points per game. The record's 8 wins and 24 losses for the last 2 seasons.
He's talking about the Spurs money line.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big favorite line, but doesn't necessarily mean there's no value there.
But play against San Antonio.
Oh, play against San Antonio, he's saying, on the money line. Okay, yes. Look, I was thinking, the Bulls have lost, 7 out of 8 ATS. The Spurs are coming off a pretty eye-poppingly bad game, eye-openingly bad game defensively, and you're catching a lot of points here. So I was leaning...
That game happened on Saturday night as well, right, when we were in the casino. And they were down huge early, fought all the way back to take a huge lead, and then fell apart late. I don't know what to do with this Spurs team, whether to trust them or not. And frankly, I think they're a team that's below 500. I think they're a below average basketball team, and that is not going to change. And the key to this basketball team was DeJounte Murray with his defensive ability, his distribution and defensive ability, and that's what's been made. Oh, Moses joining us. What up, Moses? Nice to see you, man. Tom Marino says Mitchell's been hurt. The biggest issue for Utah has been Rubio hasn't been consistent. Rubio's been playing really well lately, and there's times where Rubio steps up and nothing happens. I know we're bouncing back and forth from 2 games.
Yeah.
But let's look at it. Rubio scores 23 on 10 of shooting before halftime. Rubio finishes with 27. That was in their 133-112 win over Sacramento. I thought that was a win that showed character. They just lost to Sacramento. They're playing bad all year. I thought, so the Jazz was a move I was going to make, and then I was pretty interested in the over in this Bulls-Spurs game, and again was talked off of it. What is the movement in the total in the Chicago or the Spurs at Bulls, please?
The Spurs Bulls. Very small move from opening, very small move to the over. Very 1 point move to the over.
And it was actually towards the under before we left, so some money's come back on the over. Corey Simmons was the guy who was on the over, and then a few people came, oh, look, Native Queen.
Oh, shout out to Native Queen. Shout out to Native Queen.
We miss you so much, Native Queen. Thank you for joining us. Smart money on Spurs, Bulls under. What I've learned from the chat is there's some exceptional cappers on the chat, and I won't hit over 54% going against.
Right.
And it's just simple for me just to stay off. Very, very simple. Chris IG, Spurs and Bulls equals under. This Bulls team you can't count on at all. They'll put up 40 points 1 minute, and the next quarter they'll put up 15 or 16. They just can't be. They're just not accountable. And as they should be, they've had 3 of their 5 starters out for most of the season. One play I do want to talk about here, and when you guys are ready, is the Celtics. When are the Celtics going to man up and play smart? Marcus Smart says, we don't impose our fear and will on teams. Last year when they came in, when they played the Celtics, they knew they were in for a fight. This year, teams can't wait to play us. That's a problem. We have to change that. We've got to come out and be the first ones to hit guys in the mouth. We have to get that swagger back. When he says like this, it's something that I believe. Rayhan says, Jim, the over was on my sheet. Great play. Spurs are horrible on defense. I hear that, but I'm just not. And then here Adam Ross comes in, I like Spurs Bulls on there. It just doesn't make sense. I hear that, Rayhan. I'm just not going to go against these guys. Just doesn't feel like it makes sense. And taking plays off of my card has not hurt me at all this year. I think what I want to know, and Adam Ross says Pop can control Bulls tempo. I like Spurs Bulls under. And Natalie Alvarez says Spurs can score, Bulls can't. What
I want. Godfather quote there. What do you want, Jim? You said what I want to know.
When are the Celtics?
You reminded me of Al Pacino there.
When are the Celtics going to step up? When are they going to? And at 10-10, 5-7 on the road is now the time that they'll give us value against this Pelican squad. let's make sure we know exactly what's going on for both of these teams here.
I was thinking about, not to bounce back to the Utah game, but I was thinking about the Utah team total under. This is a very schizophrenic team, right? They're just up and down, up and down. They're coming off a huge high-scoring game on the road against Sacramento, and I'm wondering if the Utah team total under might not be a decent play.
Against the Pacers? Against the Pacers with two bigs hurt?
But
they're playing Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis. No, do you think that, look, Michael Glassman, I'm on Celtics to win outright. That's the kind of thing I wanted to hear. Adam Ross, Celtics are overrated. I need more of this. Theodore Mactor, Celtics need to get a grip on the season and start winning games. Is this the time? Because what's going to happen is Anthony Davis is going to come out, try his hip out in the shoot around, and what if he's no good? And what if he remember when he had the elbow injury and he was putting up 15 and 16 points? They were losing all those games. I feel like maybe now is the time.
Rayhan Hyder says, what does the total be for Utah? 105. I know it's a very low total. It's a weird line, though.
It is a weird line.
Mitchell is out tonight. Under might be the way to go.
I think the Jazz might be fine without Mitchell. Mm-hmm. Not for a long period of time, but for a game or two games. Because we know that they can put shooters at the two, whether it be Burks or Grayson Allen. Hopefully they don't play very much. You can also move Dante Exum to the two a bit. But you have Joe Ingles. You know he's going to be shooting the lights out if he gets the opportunity. You only have two guys with any size, because they don't play Ekpe. They only play Favors and Gobert. I don't know.
Is Indiana not a good defensive team?
Indiana is capable of being a good defensive team. They're capable of it. But they're another team that doesn't play with a ton of consistency on the road.
Right.
Collison's been a disappointment for me all year. Corey Joseph's smart defensively. Tyreek Evans is a scorer, and he's going to start at the two tonight. Then you got Bogdanovich, who can turn itself on. You got McDermott, who does nothing out there. He can be invisible. Then you got Thaddeus Young and Sabonis at the 4, Turner and O'Quinn at the 5. I expect more from Turner than what I'm getting. Nick Curry says this is the time for the Celtics. Bill Butler thinking Burks is going to get those points tonight. Lou H says Jazz will shoot a lot more with Spidey. If they get hot, they can put up some numbers. I agree with that completely. I absolutely can.
And Crypto King says this is a revenge game for Utah. Utah rolls.
I completely agree with the fact that the Jazz sometimes get a little annoyed watching Mitchell not distribute the ball, and when Mitchell gets double teamed to put up shots, kind of flailing around the paint.
But then here you go, Rayhan Hyder. Utah back-to-back and fourth game in 6. I like the under here as well, Pete.
Oh, shout out to Noli Knows. Rodney McRae with me. Charlotte plus the points. I like seeing that. Tomar says, I think Utah at home will be okay without Mitchell. On the road, I wouldn't trust him. I agree with that. Van City Chris asking to get a low bag branded coffee cup. Just talk to Native Queen. Talk to her on Twitter. Okay. All this being said, what would I get on the Jazz?
On the Jazz, it was down to -4, you know?
Give me the Jazz minus.
You sure?
4. Yeah.
Okay. 4 minus 109. Minus 109 we can give you. Jim's going to take Utah. -4, minus 109. That's the current line at Pinnacle.
And then give me... what the hell went on with that Celtics game? I mean, we were watching it. They looked bad against Dallas. But is now the time that they wake up? God, I just don't know if they can be trusted. But I feel like when Marcus Smart says something like that, they step up. The problem is, if the game is within 5 points, I need Jaylen Brown out there. But I'm getting Irving out there anyways. Irving's going to be going up against a team that is going to struggle at the point with Frank Jackson and Frazier taking care of everything. You know, I'm backing that too. I'm taking the Celtics, and I'm taking the Jazz.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so Celtics says the line has moved in New Orleans' favor. You know that, right, Jim?
I do.
So it's up to +1.5, +101 at Pinnacle. +1.5, +101. You want that?
I do.
Okay.
+1.5.
+101. Market clearly moving in New Orleans' favor.
It's about time they will step up. It's about time that they step up. Barry Cohen on Houston money line. I'm very curious to see what Houston does in this game. Both teams are question marks right now, but Houston looked terrible on Saturday night. We'll have to see how they handle. I like adding those two plays, And that's it for me on the NBA card.
All right, just a few quick questions, Jim. Why not the under in Houston, Washington again?
Well, we know that Paul controls the pace, and Washington is just a confusing team. They're a very confusing team. If I was Washington, I would try to run Harden into the ground, make Harden just put up 45, and without Green, like who's going to play defense on this team? You got Harden and Gordon at the 1 and 2. Thank God you got Ennis because Gerald Green's hurt, right? Gerald Green's not playing. Then Tucker and Gary Clark, whom I like, but Capella and this team got stomped on by the Cavs. I just can't trust them. When you're making a play, Nick Curry says just take Celtics money line, Jimmy. Would I get that much better on the Celtics money line? I was thinking about that when you were saying it.
Celtics money line, best line we give you right now would be plus 110.
No, I'm fine with getting a plus line with the 1.5. I'm fine with that if it's a close game. Scott Richon, Low Shack in the Bag, national syndication in the future, major network. Watch out for this in the new year. Best show ever.
Now, I'm just saying, is that a compliment that people just throw out, here and there, willy-nilly, to any random YouTube show, or did we really accomplish something here? That's what I want to know.
I do.
Shout out to you, Scott Richon.
Yeah,
Shout out to you, Scott Richon.
Rockets, Wizards. What is the total and what's been the movement?
Rockets, Wizards. Well, there's been a slight move to the under, but I think that's because Paul's out, right? Although if you like the under, you'd probably want Paul in.
I think so, yeah. I would prefer Paul to be in if I wanted the under. What is the total? What's the number at?
Now it's at 223 and a half. And a huge move to Washington's favor, of course. All right, I'm going to take the under. If it doesn't hit, if it hits, I'll be frustrated. My leans in NBA haven't been nearly as bad as my official picks, so I'm going to throw this one out there. 223 and a half minus 110. That's the current line at Bookmaker. I'll take that one. 223 and a half minus 110. Houston, Washington, done.
Perfect. I feel comfortable with my action. My only question is, does the Pelicans game doesn't start in 21 minutes?
No, 8 o'clock.
Perfect. Okay, I'm in great shape. Smart money is on the Bucks Hornets under 234. God, I would love to take that. The Bucks run at an alarmingly fast pace, and I know they haven't been hitting their threes, but that concerns me. And do we know is Parker going to play? Do we know that yet? Tony Parker, is he going to be in the lineup?
Not sure.
Probable. Good. I'm telling you guys, when Parker's in this lineup, that's when Kemba goes off. If you want props action, watch Kemba play without the ball. He's much better in that situation. All right.
Okay, that's it for NBA. Once again, Jim has decided to go with Utah -4, -109, and Boston +1.5. And I decided to throw on Houston, Washington under 223.5, and that's it. I'll just stick with that for NBA.
Shout out to my man, David Hutton says, did you accomplish something? ? I've been tuning into the show every night for over a year. You guys are great.
Oh, David Hutton, thank you so much.
David Hutton.
Oh, God, David Hutton. Thank you so much. All right, what do we want to do here now, Jim? College hoops?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go on to college hoops. In the meantime, Natalie Alvarez starts things off with Wofford money line. A lot of people in the morning show were talking about Wofford. I bet it. I got it at 9. Wofford has obviously been playing pretty tight with some good teams. South Carolina, though, gets one of their better players back, though. But, it's, Natalie Alvarez likes Wofford money line. And Jason Campbell says wouldn't be touching unders with the Wizards. I know they've been a big overtrending team recently, haven't they? For a while.
They have been, but especially with Dwight out.
Mm-hmm.
Get that big body out of the paint. Now, I know they got other guys that can fill up playing, but I agree that what the key is, and the most difficult thing to do with basketball, I find the most difficult thing to do is you have to trust a team is going to play a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do that, I don't know how you make a bet on that team. And what I've been doing this year is I've been pretty much staying away from total.
Yeah.
I'm very uncomfortable with some of these teams. And I look back at last year's record, which ended up fine, but not good enough if you want to make a living gambling. I was up 9.5 units, like 9.6 units on the year. And I looked at it, and it was the totals that I was losing and the sides where I was winning. And now we come into a year with a rule change, a shot clock change. And you know what? Let's just focus on what you know.
Right. Smart. Not to get back to NBA, but I'm seeing some other comments that came in. Master Incredibo says Jazz are terrible and going big. Utah under team total. That's what I was thinking as well. Are the Jazz terrible, Jim?
Well, they're coming off a year where Snyder pressed every button right. I still like everything Snyder's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying that there's no panic. He trusts his team implicitly. He trusts the guys. We're going to get out of this.
All right, I'm gonna add on Utah team total under. You might cash on this one anyway, Jim, but I'm gonna add Utah team total under. It's gonna be 105.5 minus 109. That's at Pinnacle. 105.5 minus 109. I'm gonna throw on Utah team total under. What the hell? I'll go for it. All right, getting back to college basketball, okay?
Yes.
All right, so in the morning show, I took Clemson on the overnight, Nebraska on the overnight line at 4.5. It was down to 3 in the morning show, and I wound up taking Nebraska first half plus, I think, 1.5. Louisiana Tech, Delaware, again, I bet it at 3.5, and it's now all the way up to 5 or 5.5. I'm going directly against our boy, our man, our dude, Mr. Gogster, who likes Delaware on the first half plus 2. I gave Louisiana Tech first half minus 2 as an official play, and the Louisiana Tech team total over 72 as an official play as well. Wofford, again, I bet it at 9. In the morning show, I gave it at 8. And now it's down to 7. This might be one of these traps where the public sees an underdog with value and then the favorite rolls, but I took it. A lot of people were suggesting that TCU is going to roll Eastern Michigan. Of course, Eastern Michigan was that team that scored 4 points. Count them, 4 points in the first half against Cincinnati. And TCU, a team that is ranked.
I think it was against Rutgers, wasn't it?
Was it Rutgers? Yeah, that's right. It was against Rutgers, right, which is actually, Cincinnati, it might be a little bit forgivable, right? But against Rutgers, come on. A wonderful institution, but you know what I'm saying. You got it. It's a slam of Eastern Michigan here. TCU, is ranked, but they have personnel issues, and that line has actually gotten bet down from 13.
It's got bet down. I want to talk about this game for a little bit longer. Smart Money saying Idaho State upset Pepperdine. We also got a play right now from Twatty Latte, who's crushing right now. Iowa State, Omaha State over 148. I want to talk about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I gave the under in the morning show, and yeah. All right.
Yellow Jesus. Who's not only here to bless our picks, but to give great insight, says Jazz Pacers under. Easy money.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, Jim.
You got no... Yeah, I can understand. I can understand the thought process behind it. No Oladipo, no Donovan Mitchell. What is the total at?
All right, I'm going to take that one as well. What the hell?
I'm
going to take it. Indiana, I'm going to get 206.5, which is in 2019, obviously a very low total, but I'm going to take it under 206.5, and that's going to be actually at Pinnacle. Oh, it's headed up at Pinnacle. Yeah, you might not want to tail this one, Jim. Let me just think about this one for a second. Why don't you talk about some college? Yeah, it's headed up at Pinnacle now.
They just put up 133 against Sacramento.
I know.
Yellow Jesus giving us a final score 101-93 Jazz. I can understand that play. I would prefer just to take the Jazz, but I can understand that play, and I'm on the Jazz.
All right, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take actually under 207 at minus 109. That's at Pinnacle. I'm going to buy to 207 minus 109. It is getting bet up at Pinnacle, which is not a good sign, but I'm going to take under 207 minus 109 in Indiana, Utah.
We got the Oracle coming in with picks. I want to talk more about this TCU game. Yellow Jesus says fade the Celtics. I don't like seeing that. Bill Butler says, Pete, after close analysis, I noticed a correlation between increased viewership of the Lowback Show with a decrease in sales of Viagra. Really? This show is so exciting, it directly rushes blood to men's penises.
Oh, God. I love Bill Butler. I love all the low baggers.
So do I.
Love you all. Let's continue.
Native Queen, South Carolina and under.
Yeah.
And first half under. Oh, sorry. South Carolina, under and first half under. And Delaware, first half and full game.
Okay.
Going right against you.
Yeah, that's not good. The market has moved in Louisiana Tech's favor, but whom do I trust here more, Native Queen or the market? Definitely Native Queen. Just because the market is often so wrong in college basketball, of course.
Okay, sorry. Can we get back to this Eastern Michigan TCU?
And a lot of people are liking Clemson. Barry Cohen likes Clemson minus 3. BitXN likes Clemson. I just took Nebraska first half. We'll see.
Yes, I'm very uncomfortable with the Nebraska-Clemson game, but I thought there was a very interesting. God damn, got to get to this TCU game. But I thought there was a very interesting note by Joe Kim. Said lots of seniors on the court for Nebraska-Clemson. Tight game, take the under.
Yeah, I would be leaning under as well. Obviously, of course. Not obviously, but Nebraska just has playing great defense, and I would be leaning. I'd be leaning under as well, for sure.
Wow. When's the Iowa State game go off?
That goes off at, oh, God, I'm on the wrong side of that one, aren't I? I gave the under. At least I got a 151 or 151.5 or whatever. Now up to 152.
When's
it's
it go?
8 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay, because Robbie Tagaloa says, I'm on that Iowa State over as well. This is 2-twat. He says, Iowa State might score 100 themselves.
Ugh. All right, I'm on the wrong side of that one, but I'm not going to take it back. Other bets.
Oh, beautiful. Twatty Latte, 9-1 on Pittsburgh plays. And he sent us two that I'm having a terrible year, and I followed those two. Says, I got to pick them for tomorrow. Nice game against Iowa. Please share it with us.
All right. Other plays that I gave, I gave the under in the Iowa State game. That's probably the wrong side. I did give Murray State plus 9.5, and that's gotten bet down to 8.5. Mr. Gokster also likes the first half on that one. Minnesota, BC. BC has a great point guard.
God, I love Coach Duplitsky.
Yeah.
I just followed him on Twitter.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, my buddy's the assistant coach at Nebraska, Omaha. For what it's worth.
For what it's worth.
It's worth an enormous amount.
It's worth jack shit, except for Nebraska Omaha games. Worth a hell of a lot. And what does he say?
Says they had a great week of practice. He expects a good showing against Iowa State.
That means offense. That doesn't mean defense. That's not what Nebraska Omaha does.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the wrong. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
I'm on. I've heard enough.
Okay.
Pete, give me the over.
All right. Let me see. The total is getting bet. Who the hell was that?
That was Coach Duplitsky.
Coach Duplitsky.
I follow him on Twitter. Coach T.
Those are the kinds of comments that just make my entire week. For what it's worth. I love that. I love that he starts off with that. All right. So let's see. Nebraska Omaha. We can give you 151 minus 112. We can give you that one. All right. You're going to take NEOM, Nebraska Omaha, Iowa State. And in fact, I would say that it's probably worth a very valuable opinion to have for the entire Summit League, right?
Yeah.
He finds out about all the shit that comes down the pike, right?
Sure.
Over 151 minus 112.
Okay, Nicholas wants to talk about Minnesota Boston College. We would, but I need. Oh, and Red Girl took the under too, so that makes
on which one?
On that game, Omaha State, Iowa State.
Red Girl, we're on the wrong side here. For what it's worth. How much is that worth? That the guy's the assistant coach? A lot. Red Girl, we're on the wrong side. Telling you.
Jesse Dykstra says, I've been watching this show religiously. I love Jesse Dykstra and his insights. He said, I consider Pete a sharp guy.
Oh, thank you.
But for the last week, 6 times a day, I've contemplated why Pete did not take the over in the Rams-Chiefs game.
Oh, the Rams-Chiefs game when it was 63. Yeah. The answer is too much other work. That I can answer. It's just too overwhelming. I have to chop things that I get into in depth. And
see, you're the sharp. He doesn't care why I didn't take it, right? But I tell you, that game, I got so many people sending me messages, direct messages saying, the public's going to get screwed. It's going to go under. Take the under. Please tail the under. Take the under. And I ended up just staying off of it. Okay, let's please talk about this TCU game. This is my thinking. Now, I understand the lines moved in Eastern Michigan's favor.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming off an ugly loss to Lipscomb. Ugly. They got beaten up badly by Lipscomb, who I know you guys like. They're a good team.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I'm telling you, trust me on this one. If there was only 30 college basketball teams instead of 450, Jimmy the Bag would kill college basketball. Trust me on that.
I don't know. There's no time.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If there was only 30 instead of 450.
But I
or 700 or however many there are
I
now.
think I need just to focus. If I'm going to give you guys, put money in your wallets,
right.
It's NHL, NBA, NFL. I don't think you guys... I think I should listen to you guys on everything else.
All right, so tell us about Eastern Michigan.
So my thinking with TCU is that they were embarrassed. They were taken off the top 25. They're at home against an Eagles team that's 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 non-conference games. That Eastern Michigan has size, but TCU can match them there. That's no problem. It's not like TCU's a small team.
No.
I feel like after getting embarrassed, that this TCU team will want to smash Eastern Michigan. Will want to beat them by 25 points.
Okay.
I think that TCU first half full game has to be the play.
You might be right. I mean, there were people suggesting that in the morning show that TCU was a great bet tonight.
But it just makes sense. It's not. Who cares if the Eagles just lost the game? It's not about them. Nobody had high hopes for them. But people see, and Ron Lofton says TCU wins by 25-ish. They were just completely embarrassed. They've got to start rolling. They have to. If this program needs a win by 20 plus to believe in themselves again. Yeah. Okay, give me first half and full game.
And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. A little hedge here on the total in the Iowa State game. I am going to take Nebraska-Omaha team total over. Team total over 66 minus 124. That's at Pinnacle. I'm adding that onto my official record. Nebraska-Omaha team total over 66 minus 124. Not out of the realm of possibility that this is a close game and it goes under and the Nebraska-Omaha team total over hits as well. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a little bit of it's a major, weak sauce pussy thing to do, but I just feel like I'm on the wrong side of this one now, and I'm going to do a partial hedge on that one where I could get both. All right, so what do you want here, Jim?
I want TCU first half and full game.
All right, let me see. So I waited, and now I can give you a 12 here, Jim. Just because I waited, just because I did that little thing, I bought you an extra 3 cents or maybe 5 cents. We can give you minus 12, minus 107. Money does appear to be coming in on Eastern Michigan, but right now at Bookmaker, minus 12, minus 107. That is the current line at Bookmaker as of a few seconds ago. And you want the first half as well?
Yes.
All right, let me find that one. TCU, that would be, look at that, all over the place. Well, oh no, okay, so it's, headed in Eastern Michigan's direction, Jim, but we can give you 7 minus 110. TCU, first half, minus 7, minus 110.
Okay, thank you. Sukadoka coming in saying Titans will win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's some other things that want to be talked about. A couple guys asking about this Zags game where they're against North Dakota, right? North Dakota State. And then TCU, BidXN's on TCU and Boston College. And there's questions about that Boston College, Minnesota. But did you make a play on that?
On which one?
Boston
BC,
College, Minnesota?
Yeah.
You talked about it on the early show. You talked about the skill of BCU's point guard.
Yeah, they got this one guy Bauman, who might be the the best guard in the ACC, and I might be a little bit, it's one of the traps that I found in college basketball is when a team has one elite player, a lot of times they can get overvalued. We saw that with Washington with Markelle Fultz. We saw that with LSU with Ben Simmons going all the way back to Shaquille O'Neal. You do see that a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm worried that might be happening to me here with Boston College because of this guard. But I took Boston College -1 and I took the under, and those might be mistakes, but I took them.
Yes, you took the under. I was interested by that play. Also, I remember from the early show, Joe Anisi is on the Cal Santa Clara over.
Yeah. No, I think he was on the under. Are you sure it was the over?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah, because I just copied and pasted it unless he wrote it wrong. I just copied and pasted it. But I think he might be with us right now. Smart Money says Idaho State, Boise State. They were down 18. Second half, opened up, 3-point game. Wow. With the get down in the paint, big man won the game, last shot foul. Interesting. John Daniel. Oh, wait, we got to wait till we get to football. We'll wait till we get to football.
In 2 minutes, we'll get to that.
Okay, Ron Walsek. Shout out to my man, Ron Walsek. Also, you guys, this Saturday, I am going to be playing the Del Mar card in its entirety. We're doing a competition at Sportsbook Review. All you have to do is put in the horse you like to win each race. It's a very simple game. The winner gets $100. Also, if you beat me, you get 200 points that you can use. 200 points on a Sportsbook Review. I'm going to put the link here. I'm saying that because I know my man Ron Walsek hits the ponies. We had a great time doing this for the Breeders' Cup. We're going to do it this Saturday for Del Mar. We're going to do it the following Saturday for Los Alamitos. We're doing the California tracks just so that the West Coast guys get a chance to play it, as well as the East Coast guys. I'm going to be putting the link in right now.
Very nice. Give me the bag. Now that's okay?
Beautiful.
That's okay?
Beautiful. Okay, here it is. Beat the Bag, Del Mar edition. Oh, I can't wait. And I'll be hammering every race on Twitter. Want to get that cash? There you go. That's our thing. Okay, sorry. That's all in there. Beautiful. Did that. And I'm ready to talk NFL. You know who you're thinking of?
Who?
You're thinking of Mr. Gokster is on the under.
All right.
Mr. Gokster's on the over and Nisi's on the over. So that's what you're thinking. Sorry, just looking back at some notes. I feel comfortable with those plays at this point. A couple people like the La Tech Delaware over.
I was liking that as well. I took the Louisiana Tech team total over, so that's a partial
Cup of
play
Suns on the over, as is Daryl Lyles, who's great capper. Both those guys on the over. What do you think of what's happened in this?
The line has moved in Louisiana Tech's favor. The total has not moved much at all.
And it's at 140?
Yeah.
When's that game go off? In 5 minutes?
Yes. No. Wait, which one?
La Tech.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. I'll hold off of it. I'll hold off of it. Okay. My man David Hutton saying video Jimmy. No, I'm just going to do it on Twitter. I'm going to do it on Twitter and on the Sportsbook Review chat page because I want to have all the guys in the contest talking about who we like each race. My prediction is, and we're testing it out this Saturday, next Saturday, is that if 50 of us are capping each race together, I should have a winning day. That's my prediction.
One would think.
That's my prediction. Yeah, I think I should have a winning day. So we're all going to cap it together. Now, I'm going to be putting my plays on Twitter, but on the forum, Sportsbook Review forum page, I'm going to be capping with everybody in the contest, and I expect to have a winning day because we know from our show, 400 heads are better than one. I'm sure 50 to 100 heads will be better than one at Del Mar. Oh, Coco Bongo says, Jimmy, your breakdown Breeze is awesome. Save me a day or two of studying. Thank you, Coco Bongo. It's my absolute pleasure. It's all I want to do is be at the horse track every day. Okay, Fix You saying, is Watson playing? Yeah, Watson will be playing. Gio Mercedes on under first half. Let's get to the NFL game.
Okay, so we had a bunch of opinions coming in that Tennessee was the play in the beginning of this show. Few comments came in on Texas, waiting for the line to move, but, and here we go. Bill Buttlicker, Pete, Dion Lewis over on receptions. Any thoughts, questions, or comments? Oh, man. What do you think about here? I'm going to copy and paste that.
I did. Yeah, it feels like a Dion Lewis receptions type of game.
Does it?
I copied that from... No, I'm just reading Bill Buttlicker.
Right.
Not sure about yardage, but he'll definitely get the work, especially if playing from behind. Any thoughts? I think he's right. I think Corey Davis could get a game into, but that all depends on Mariota being healthy, which it looks like people believe in. Smart Money saying Idaho State's going to win big.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should tail this. They're a dog here. And the line has not moved in their favor. If anything, it's moved since opening in Pepperdine's favor.
Yeah, and that over is very appealing. Yayas says, Jimmy the Bag, please take this free money. Hopkins to catch the first 2 targets at plus 110.
Wow. Plus 110, huh?
Yeah. That's an interesting spot.
I do feel like Deshaun Watson's probably going to have a big day. I don't know why I feel that. I just feel like...
Joe Kim, stat of the day. Write it down, Peter.
Okay.
Joe's asking you. I'm not.
Yes.
O'Brien is 1-4 as head coach of Texans on Monday Night Football. Only win was versus the Bengals by 4. Texans are not a primetime team. Vrabel going to outcoach O'Brien.
I mean, O'Brien's a crappy coach. We know that. That's a small sample size, but doesn't mean it's insignificant. You know what I mean? It just means that that you have to look at something like that and say, is there something likely that was fundamental causing this, or was this just a coin we flipped 5 times and came up tails 4 times? That's an interesting comment. Yeah, O'Brien is not a good coach. We know that.
We've been waiting for him to get fired for years now.
Ron Lofton, Monday night games usually go over, but I like the under.
Yes. The last time the Texans were in a primetime spot, now it was a Thursday, and I've made mistakes on totals often on Thursdays, and I'm trying to stay off. And Mele Pez way also on the under. But
prop of the day from Kyle Jack, Jarrell Casey over a half to get a sack at plus 190. What's so funny?
Yeah, it says Hopkins doesn't drop anything. He's a little trouble with his own ball, but he doesn't drop anything. Very interesting stuff, yeah. Iggy68 said Texans rally around the death of their owner, and that was something we talked about a lot on the early show. And after some insight and studying, it kind of felt like Bob McNair was not a very liked guy.
Wow, so look at this. So Adam Ross says, if the Titans win, I will get Loshak's mustache tattooed on my ass. So he's very confident the Titans are going to win outright.
Sorry, excuse me?
Yeah.
You said that?
Adam Ross is confident in the Titans winning outright. He says, if the Titans win, I'll get Loshak's mustache tattooed on my ass.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So that's an endorsement for an outright win by the Titans. I guess he's a believer in Mariota, right?
He is. Rafael Campos says owner did pass away, but didn't players hate him for being racist? I don't think they hated him. I think they wanted nothing to do with him. I don't think this is going to be a big push for the Texans that McNair's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Not Flush Allen, Idaho State money line and over.
Wait, I think now people are saying, Gaia says that means they won't win. No, but I thought that getting a tattoo of my mustache is something that he wanted. Is that something he doesn't want? He's saying if the Titans win, I'll get Loshak's mustache tattooed on my ass because he wants to have it tattooed.
No? I wish that was
it's the opposite?
Yeah.
Sorry. I read it wrong. Oh, so he doesn't want my mustache tattooed on his ass. All right. I apologize, Adam Ross. Okay. So Adam Ross thinks that there's no chance the Titans win.
Ali Hador must have made a spelling mistake, but he calls you Lohan.
Oh, okay.
I like it. Lohan.
Adam Ross, take that to the bank. Okay, so Adam Ross liking Houston on the money line, which is what I was thinking about. I was going to make a safe play on Houston money line as opposed to minus the points.
No, people are thinking that it's a bad thing.
Oh, and Adam Ross saying, who would want that? I don't know. I guess I have an inflated sense of self-worth.
Maybe we need to ask Lucas Larry, Freddie Fortune if they'd be interested in
that. Oh, man. Okay. Yaya says mustache on the ass is not a positive. Gotcha.
Adam Ross says his grandma might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Butler says stay offside in total. Take Dion Lewis over 4 or 5 catches. Jason Miller giving us a final score. Texans 47. Titans 20. Thomas says, please remember the Titans' most recent wins against Dallas on primetime, and the Patriots' Houston wins haven't been games people saw, except they smashed on that Thursday nighter against the Dolphins.
Rafael Ocampo says, public is on Texans in the over. Texans win, but don't cover.
Muhammad Jones says, here's a telling sign. First half total set at 20.5, below the key of 21. Very strong sign. Odds makers think this is a low-scoring slugfest, especially early. And America is imagining Pete's mustache with low bag under it. Sure.
Winners and Whiners says, big game tonight for Watson. Also, Titans offensive line is 32nd in DVOA. Houston defense eats tonight. Houston -3.5 is our play. I was thinking it's going to be a big night for Watson again. I was thinking maybe some Watson props on the overs on him having a big night, and I was thinking about Houston on the money line.
We may have a new low bagger on our hands.
Who's that?
Grant Jackson III. Mm-hmm. I heard so much about this, I have to join.
Oh, shout out to you, Grant Jackson III.
Yeah,
and shout out to your dad and your granddad, all the Grant Jacksons. Shout out to Winners and Whiners. That's a nice site. I do go there sometimes. I do. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Winners and Whiners.
Absolutely.
Yes. And shout out to Grant Jackson.
Coco Bongo says he feels sorry for the poor tattoo artist who would do that. No, man, that would be a highlight. Pay 60 Texans and over teaser. Richard Jackson giving us a final score of 24-17 Texans.
24-17 Texans, huh?
Bookie Lover Q giving respect to Winners and Whiners. Mm-hmm. Lamar Williams saying my parlay today, Bucks and Hornets over. Cleveland full game over 215. Boston solo under. Florida and Jersey under 6.5. So that's a play that Kobe's on that I got talked off of. And Wofford under. Chris Temple says Houston wins by double digits.
You know what? I'm going to take... oh, God, O'Brien's such a bad coach, though.
Yeah, he's not to be trusted. Nick Dial hit a $100 4-teamer, paid $867 yesterday. Absolutely gorgeous, Nick.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, I'll go with Houston, but I'm going to do it the safe way. I'm going to take them on the money line. At UWager, it's -185. Houston, money line, -185. Jim, the guy's going to tattoo my mustache on his ass if they don't win. You understand what that means? That means he's confident. He believes in it.
Yeah.
He's going to get my mustache tattooed on his ass if they don't win. That is an endorsement for Houston, at least on the money line, in my book, and I'm going to tail it. I'm going to tail a comment like that. Winners and Whiners also likes Houston. That's where I was leaning as well. If it loses, it's only, it's less than 2 units, so I'm going to take the UWager line here, -185. Houston money line, -185.
My man Brick City Matthew joining us. Had a great time with him at IFBC. Shout out, my man. Billy Exotic says, wish me luck.
Or maybe it wasn't a dude. Maybe it was a woman, and then it wouldn't be as bad. What was the guy's name?
Yeah,
Adam. Yeah. No, all right.
Adam.
Okay.
How many beautiful women have you met
you
named Adam?
never know. You never know in 2019.
Zilch. Billy Exotic. I like it. Took the Leafs puck line to finish my open parlay with the Bolts puck line from last night. I like it, Billy. I'll be cheering for you heavy. I'll be cheering for you heavy.
Andy Marak cheering so hard for the Titans now. I hear you. Yeah, Ron Walsack, Pete Watson over 22 rushing yards might be the play for you. I just feel like it's a big day for Watson is in the cards here. Chris Temple, Houston by double digits. Yeah. All right, I've done it. I've made my play. Rafael Ocampo still likes Houston, just not to cover. Texans 22, Titans 19.
Bill Butler saying the coaching staff is smart enough. They know that their offense needs a dynamic playmaker to be the focal point of the offense. That's what Lewis was for the Patriots. Theodore McIntosh on that first half under 21 -105.
Grant Jackson says, I heard so much about this I have to join. I'm glad I was able to spit out a few nice little jokes around the time when Grant Jackson posted that.
Yeah. Brick City Matthew. Absolutely, man. We're going to do a Low Shack in the Bag Summit of Nations or Summit of Champions. We're not entirely sure what the summit's going to be called, but we're working on it. We need a chance to get us all together, hopefully in Costa Rica, but maybe somewhere easier to get
RLE Production says Houston by 17. Bank on it.
Wow, that would be a genius award.
And Theodore McIntosh agreeing with whoever it was before, saying that the market is implying a low-scoring first half. Theodore McIntosh likes first half under 21 -105.
Aaron Grinoff, exactly why I'm off this game. Doesn't expecting Mariota to get through this game healthy with Merciless, Watt, Clowney, Matthew, and Cole coming after him seem unlikely. Doesn't matter if they are barely winning. Take Texans money line. That's why I'm off this game.
Yeah, I'm all right with it. I'm all right with my play here.
Richard Jackson asking where they are playing. They are playing in Houston, Richard. They are playing in Houston.
All right. Is that it, Jim?
Well, it could be, but we do have Freddie Fortune when you're ready. Are you ready to move on?
I'm ready. I'm done. I made a play on tonight's game, and I think it's I'm okay with it.
Yeah, who doesn't want to take minus 185 for the rest of their life?
No, I could easily see this one being a field goal game. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
So why don't you take a minus 3?
You mean buy down to -3?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you that right now at Pinnacle, that would probably be a pretty penny. It would probably minus 135. All right, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do to entertain myself while Freddie Fortune and or Lucrative Larry are in the house.
Tonight we have a viewing of Freddie Fortune. So let's, without further ado, bring out Freddie Fortune's play of tomorrow.
You're right. It's minus 129 at Pinnacle. You're right. I mean,
Well, think it over. Think it over. We didn't get to see your glorious record up there. At least I missed it, but that's fine.
Oh. Minus 4.5 over the Memphis Grizzlies. At minus 110. Available at Bet365.
It's a good-looking haircut, Freddie.
I'm a big fan of Sinead O'Connor. Sorry.
Sinead O'Connor? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear that. What the hell's that, Freddie? Oh, I remember that. That's the picture Larry drew for us. Remember that?
Fight the real enemy.
we're doing amazing things here. Jimmy the Bag, Freddie Fortune, and Lucrative Larry. You're watching the Low Jack in the Bag show here at SBR Videos. We'll be back at 12 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow.